JJ the CPA, hope you are doing well. Wanted to touch base about what is going on in the PPP world for self-employed and independent contractors. You're able to apply at the bank on April 10th, but here's the deal, okay? Yesterday, it became clear that those that are filing on a Schedule C can already be filing. It's a sole proprietor. So if you're filing a Schedule C, don't wait. Now, I know that we're either there or maybe by the time you're watching this, it was last Friday. But here's what I want you to know. As a self-employed individual, an independent contractor, a single member LLC, sole proprietor, okay? Here's what I know. You don't have a boardroom, okay? You don't have a chairman of the board because you are the chairman of the board. You don't have a chairwoman of finance because you are the chairwoman of finance, right? It's you. So I want you to hear me, and I want you to hear me loud and clear. You need to get into a bank. I've got a list. If you go to jjthecpahelp.com, I've got a list of documents on the PPP page. Okay, you need to gather those up. I've been going live each day, and I'm getting probably more than half of the questions are from those that are self-employed, sole proprietor, independent contractor, have gig, money, Uber type thing, right? And sole proprietors. And the biggest, I think, theme of the questions is wanting to do it right, okay? And wanting to do it right in the sense of being a little unsure, which is A-okay, right? Because when you have your own business, okay, it is all on you. But then when you work from home or you're an independent contractor, which really probably means it's just you, right? You or your spouse or partner. If you are self-employed, it's just you. And so when I hear the questions and I hear the details that are needed and I hear the questions over and over and over, it is concerning to me for only one reason. I am concerned that this fund is going to run out of money. Now I know that they either are or have, depending on when you watch this, gone and done more funding. One way or another though, the money's going to run out. So I don't say it is a panic, but what I want to say is, when you go up to a crowd and, whether it's a concert or a ball game or take the most innocent gathering at a zoo, whatever, right? And you're by yourself and you see a lot of other people and it looks like maybe they know what they're doing and that person knows that person and they seem to all have that already with them. And do I have the right thing? And is this the right ticket? Am I supposed to be here? And it's just natural, right? It's just human nature to be a little unsure, to then maybe stop and maybe observe and make sure it's like, okay, well, do I really go into that door? Should I stand here? Did I have everything? Because maybe before I get up there, I better make sure. You're sure. You have a list of documents that are on my website. There's no more questions. Grab them. If you're unsure about, well, should I do this? Should I do this? What you need to do is get what you got, take what you have, and get it to the bank. Because I've been surprised, and it seems as though the businesses that are a little bit smaller, maybe not as well established, there's not anything you can do about it right now, but I'm being a little surprised that they're not getting through quicker. They're not getting their applications seen fast enough. And it makes sense, right? If someone's coming in for a PPP and it's $100,000 or $1 million, the bank, they're trying to do first come, first serve, but it's 5%. You come in with the $25,000, that's a huge amount of money for you, but for the bank, I'm not at all saying that they're putting you last, but you're certainly not a priority. I'm sorry to say. It's just reality, right? If you own your own business and here's a customer that pays you, $30,000 a year, and here's a customer that pays you $500 a year, you love them both. You want to take great care of them. Okay, but if this person's kind of getting a little more aggressive, coming at you, you probably are a little more like, oh, I'll be with you in just a second, and you're going to take care of this customer. Okay, that's just natural. That's just life. So the banks are going to be that same way, and you're coming in at the tail end. Okay, even though it's applying on Friday, that's just the date that it can get entered in, on the 10th. So what this is about in terms of doing now, right now, when you're done with this, you're just going to stop what it is that you're doing. You're going to just stop what it is that you're doing, okay? And you're going to get your documents, and you're going to start, you're either going to take them to the bank, or you're going to put them in a PDF. You're going to call the banker. You're going to say, hey, what do you got? Do you need this? I've got this. You're going to build up a rapport, okay? And don't, if you got to leave a message, then say, hey, well, where do I email this? A lot of banks are doing portals now. It'd be great to just even build a little connection with the person that's answering the phone, because there's going to be a little bit of a flood coming on the 10th. So if you're watching this on the 9th, put the phone down, okay? Get your documents and get yourself somehow to and in front of that bank. You don't need to wait till Friday. If you're self-employed, you're an independent contractor, you're a sole proprietor, we're all in the same spot now, even with the ones that have all the employees. So I'm hearing that the questions are, well, do I need this? Do I need this? I need this. I need this. Here, I'm going to just sum it up for you. Take all these categories that I just told you. Sole proprietor, independent contractor, self-employed, gig, okay? Stay-at-home business, side business, side hustle. You're on Schedule C. It's the net. Get your Schedule C. It's not based on 18. It's based on 19. If you don't have a 19 Schedule C, you get a P&L, profit and loss. You don't have a P&L, you go to JJ, the CPA help, okay? Print off the sample, get it done, okay? You know what a profit and loss is? I brought in this and I spent this, here's my net. That's it. That's it. Okay? What'd you spend your money on? Pick 4 categories. It's simple. There's no magic to it. The bank's not going to care. What they want to see is a net. I mean, technically, you could go in with the Schedule C, okay, that you can get at irs.gov, put in your gross, and down in other say, here's my total expenses, one number, and here's my net, line 31. You need to figure that out. Okay? Your banks are going to guide you at this point. They've been now doing enough. Okay? If you have a K1 from this, a K1 from that, do you have distribution? Get it into them. Okay? No more sitting on the sideline. Don't sit on the bench and kind of wait for maybe the crowd to go down, because by the time the crowd goes down, it'll be gone. It'll be gone, and you need it in some ways more than that company that has $1 million line of credit that then is just able to take advantage of the PPP. Okay? If you're not getting anywhere with your bank, right, you can look for other lenders in the area by going to sba.gov and just follow the steps, and you'll find a spot that says find a lender in the area. Your local banks and your state banks, your credit unions, okay, a lot of the SBA banks, right? They're ready to go. They're ready to help. Okay? I'm not at all saying that the bigger banks aren't there to help, but I read that one of the big banks, 220,000 applications in the last 48 hours they're trying to pump through. You don't have time to wait. You have nothing else that's more important than this. Look at it as if you're going to get $5 or $10 or $15 or $20,000, okay? Don't be where you got in line a little too late. So your job is, by the end of business on the 10th, you have found the banker that you're working with or the bank, and you've given them all the documents and you've heard back, and just be okay with nudging. Just be sweet as pie. Hey, I know you're busy. You got so much going on. I hate to bother you. I was just checking in. Do you have everything you need? Okay? Once the bank says they have everything you need and you're good to go, then you probably are. Okay? But there's no reason to be bashful, and here's why. It's not based on credit. It's not based on collateral. There's no guarantees. I mean, you could have been in business starting January 1st of this year and you qualify. Okay? You can owe money to the government and you qualify and you get it. It doesn't matter the size, because it's based on up to 100,000 of your net income. Okay? The questions of, should I do PPP or EIDL? Okay? Right now, it's PPP time. Get in there and get the PPP. No more questions about, should I do this? I should do this. You're going to get your Schedule C. You're going to get to the bank. You're going to go ahead and you're going to get yourself a PPP. Okay? If you don't have a Schedule C for 2019, you go to irs.gov. It's written in English. There's gross, there's expenses, and there's net. You can't overthink it. There's no time for it. There's no time to wonder, does the hose go together this way or this way? When you look at it and you can just click it together to then take that fire hose and put the fire out on your house. Okay? Don't need to overthink this right now. You have a P&L. What's a P&L? Here's what I brought in. Here's my expenses. Here's the net. You can't overthink it. The bank doesn't even care. Was it office supplies? Was it utilities? Was it this? Was that? Gee golly, I don't know. You do know. You have a business, so you know what a profit and loss is. I brought it in. I spent this. Here's my net. Okay, they're basing the loan on the net. Okay, whether it's a net $12,642 or $12,899, you're taking that as a net income for the year, divided by 12 times 2.5. These little few bucks are not going to matter. Okay, you got your 1099s that you received, get them in. You got a P&L, get it in. Here's my point. Get in. Get in. Get in line. Don't stand behind. Don't wait. You are important. The banks know you're important. They treat everybody equal. But you got to make sure they know that you're there. So this whole video is about this. Do it. Right now. No more hesitation. Zero. None. Go to my website. I got a checklist of the documents that you need. Okay? Right here. Right? I got a sample P&L here for you. I got documents. I even have the calculation up here for you. Okay? It's simple. It's the Schedule C. I give you some instructions, your 1099s. And then when you're looking at what it is that you should be trying to do, well, I got a worksheet here for you. Okay? I even put down what line items you need to go to, how you do the math if you're a sole proprietor. So I am very much enjoying all the questions, but when I go live, but what I find is concerning is that they're all kind of similar type questions, similar in I'm just not sure, but then that just is enough doubt that maybe you're not waiting, or that maybe you're waiting. Maybe you're waiting till Monday. And it's Tuesday. Well, then I'll work on it. Well, I got to get it all into QuickBooks, or I got to do this. You don't have any more time. You don't have whatever you can pull together in the next 90 minutes. That's what it is. Okay? Close the doors to wherever you're at. Hang up. Cancel. I don't care what it is. There's nothing more important than getting some money in your pocket, especially if it's going to be gone by mid next week. Right now, there's 100 billion gone. Okay, and it's been open 4 days. Just extrapolate it out. Okay, and the bigger ones that are coming through, and the bigger ones, the ones that I have, and the clients getting $3.5 million, they're just now getting ready to go through tomorrow. There's more time and effort. Okay, so it's going to go quicker. Stop sitting around, and I don't mean like you're lazy, but stop finding something else to do because you're nervous about it, right? Because what do we do when we're unsure? Right? We wait, we find another excuse. Well, maybe I'll ask another question. I might do this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You're guaranteed to get improved. You need the money. You deserve it. Get the money. Okay? But you can't get the money if you don't get in line. And you can't get in line unless you have the documents. Okay? So if you have a Schedule C, you go look at your return, Schedule C. Get in now. There's no reason to wait even till Friday. Okay? At this point, get in front of somebody. Find it if you're at the bank and they got a portal. Okay? The big banks are not going to help you if you don't have an account. If you haven't already talked to your bank, you're doing that right now, and you say, hey, I don't mind holding, do you mind? I just was hoping to get an answer. I want to make sure, are you doing the PPP? Yes. Do you have a list? Is there something on your website where I can see what the list is that you need? Well, what are you, self-employed or whatever? And say, yes. Are you sole proprietor? Yes. Do you file a Schedule C? Yes. Get in there and do it. Okay? The last thing I'm going to say is, here's the order of things. You do the PPP, you do the EIDL, and then you go get the unemployment. But don't be where you missed out on this, because guess what? The EIDL, 2 weeks ago, $10K. Boom, 48 hours. Okay? Now for somebody that's a one person, you're getting $1,000. There's no more waiting around and wondering and being unsure. Because you need the money. So get after it right now. 90 minutes from watching this video, you should be on the phone with whatever documents you have and getting after it. And by the end of today, whatever day you're watching this, you should have submitted the application. The application is on my website. You have everything you need on my website, and you don't even have to give me an email or nothing. You can put that together and get it to the bank. Okay, if you're watching this at 9 o'clock at night, perfect, because by 10:30 you're going to have all the things ready, and then you're going to be raring to go, have a cup of coffee at your kitchen table at 7:30 a.m. You're going to watch the morning news, and as soon as it turns 8 a.m. you're going to be on the horn with your bank, and you're going to say, hey, I got everything. Well, who can I email it to? Okay, don't get caught out in the rain here, right? Don't do it. All right. So what do you need to do now? Get after it, because you need it and you deserve it. JJ, the CPA, looking out for you. Someone had said, hey, JJ, the CPA in your pocket. So think of it that way. Let me be your advocate. Let me be your voice of confidence. Get after it and do it. You're guaranteed to get it. Guaranteed. It's impossible, literally impossible, to get turned down. All right? All right, get after it. Good luck, and we'll get through this. JJ the CPA, out.